So you're not the problem? Stop!
America is always noisy, with shootings happening every day. That day, the police were dispatched to handle a domestic dispute. But they were suddenly attacked by a man who rushed at them. He tried to grab their gun. After breaking free, several shots were fired, making the man collapse on the spot. Around 10:30 a.m. on December 6, 2023, in the city of Reno, Nevada, USA, the Reno Police Department received continuous calls from the Colorado River Boulevard area, reporting screams and cries for help coming from a house. Many people said a man was trying to restrain a woman. Below is the audio recording from two callers.
There's a woman screaming outside that there's a man killing somebody inside her home.
We have a guy attacking a woman inside of a house. The lady out here is screaming, freaking out. I don't know what's going on.
Okay, so it's a domestic?
Sounds like it.
After that, the man was identified as Caleb Bricks, 34 years old. At around 10:47 a.m., a police officer patrolling near the area arrived at the exact location mentioned in the calls. A witness immediately pointed out where the incident had occurred. At the same moment, a woman with messy hair, panicked, ran out from inside the house. The officer quickly got out, drew his gun, and stepped into the yard. Right after that, he saw Bricks standing inside the house, his right hand always hidden behind him. The officer tried to talk to calm the situation, but Bricks reacted aggressively and spoke rudely.
What's the play? What's your name, my man? None of your fucking business.
Briggs tiếp tục chất vấn.
He asked whether the officer had a search warrant. He said if not, they should leave immediately. His attitude was extremely arrogant.
How do you get off my property? Do you have a warrant? No, I didn't think so. So fucking pack it up and adios.
Seeing that the officer had no intention of leaving, Bricks began plotting something. Right after that, he made up a lie, one that even a child wouldn't believe, trying to distract and confuse the situation.
Look, they're out there fighting each other now.
You might think Bricks wanted to distract the officer so he could run away, but that actually wasn't the case. His real intention was to find an opportunity to grab the gun from the officers.
So you're not the problem?
Bricks suddenly lunged forward strongly, then jumped straight at the officer. The two got into a fierce struggle. Unfortunately, there were no other officers nearby at that moment, so the only viewpoint came from the officer's body camera, mounted on him. After a long struggle, the officer finally broke free and immediately opened fire, causing Bricks to collapse on the spot. After Bricks became motionless, the officer quickly reported the situation to his superiors. Right at that moment, reinforcements arrived. Several officers immediately handcuffed Bricks and began first aid. However, the results were minimal. Paramedics arrived shortly after and transported Bricks to the local hospital, but he did not survive. The officer who fired the shots was placed on paid administrative leave while the case was reviewed. According to information released afterward, Bricks had a long criminal history. He had previously threatened police officers back in 2019 and had been arrested before. In addition, Bricks faced multiple other charges, including threatening police officers, harassment, and several other serious offenses. After the investigation, the local district attorney concluded that the shooting was justified and no criminal charges would be filed. The involved officer returned to normal duty. A female officer once had to handle an incident by herself and was rushed by a man weighing over 220 pounds who tried to grab her gun. She did everything she could to shield her weapon, barely able to resist. After that incident, many people wondered whether she would even keep her job. Today's story happened on October 15, 2025, in Thurston County, in Washington State, when she was off duty and heading home along Pacific Avenue. The female officer unexpectedly came across a traffic accident. According to witnesses, a gray car had crashed into the guardrail, bounced back, and hit a white car, coming from the opposite direction. She approached the white car first to check on the driver, while simultaneously listening to witnesses explain what had happened. She then reported to dispatch that she was handling a traffic accident. Fortunately, only the vehicles were damaged and no one was injured. Someone nearby told her that the driver who caused the accident was acting aggressively. Anyone who got close was charged at, so they warned her to be careful. The officer reassured herself that she was capable of handling it, no matter how difficult approaching him might be. After all, this was just a traffic accident. But before she could even get close to the driver, he suddenly ran toward her instead.
Oh,
He just charged at me, then just ran back into the car. He can't go anywhere. It's missing a wheel.
Judging by his posture, he clearly didn't have good intentions. The officer immediately radioed dispatch requesting backup. To stop him from getting any closer again, she drew her taser and kept a safe distance, waiting for her colleagues to arrive before proceeding. The driver went back into his car for a moment, but couldn't find anything he could use as a weapon. Frustrated, he charged toward her. The female officer tried to calm him down, telling him to stay calm and giving a clear warning.
You approach me, you're gonna get tased.
The driver was nearly 6 feet 3 inches tall and weighed over 220 pounds. He hesitated for a moment, but still continued approaching her. The officer backed up while calling for support. Suddenly, he changed direction, forcing her to fire the taser repeatedly, several shots in a row. But the distance was too far at that moment, and his thick jacket absorbed much of the probes, so the taser had little effect. He still rushed in at high speed, closing the distance and knocking her to the ground.
Down. Tase not working. Get on the ground.
Instinctively, the officer reached for her gun, but she was too slow. The driver's right hand was already grabbing toward her holster. Without any physical advantage, she had no choice but to hold onto her holster tightly so he couldn't pull the gun out. At the most critical moment, a Nisqually tribal police officer ran over. He grabbed the driver's head to pull him off. The three of them got into a violent struggle. It all happened in just a few seconds. Right then, a correctional officer who was off duty passed by. Seeing the situation, he rushed to help. He struck the driver's head with the butt of his gun, but the man still clung tightly to both officers. One male and one female, refusing to let go.
I'm already dead anyway, mother. I got it.
Only when backup finally arrived did they fire a taser at close range, while bystanders held down the driver's legs. It took several people working together to restrain him. The female officer narrowly escaped danger.
Right now. Put your hands behind your back.
The driver was identified as Brian Fleming, 47 years old, a large man who was physically trained. If backup had arrived any later, the officer might not have made it out safely. The police department later announced publicly, praising her for following proper procedures, and encouraged the entire force to learn from her bravery. However, the officer stated that she had been placed on leave, and that they were assessing whether she was still fit for field duty or not. Brian ultimately still had to face legal consequences. Even so, at least he survived the incident.
Gun.
That day, Farmington police subdued a 25-year-old man named Jesse Allen. Everything began when the police attempted to check a BMW that was using a fake license plate. The driver pulled into the parking lot of the post office on East Main Street.
How's it going?
Good, how are you?
Good, I'm Officer Farmington Police. The reason for the stop today is there's no registration on your vehicle. Alrighty. Davis, Fox 21. Can you have a couple more heading my way? Is this back window roll down? I just want to make sure that you're the only one in the vehicle. So here's the deal, man. I'm stopping you because there's no registration on your vehicle, and I'm requesting your identification. Okay? You are detained at this time, and you are not free to leave. Are you going to provide me your identification? Okay, so I'm going to take that as a no, that you're not going to provide me your identification. Is that the route we're going? Or would you like to provide your identification to me, and we can have a conversation, we can discuss the laws that you're breaking, and then we can go from there.
If you want my identification, you'll be under arrest, and you accept surety and trusteeship over it. Meaning you will be responsible for any debts that you're trying to incur here.
Okay, so I'm not trying to incur any debts or anything. I'm trying to investigate why your vehicle doesn't have any registration. And what I'm telling you is that you do not have an option to identify yourself.
I do.
You are lawfully required to identify yourself. So you can provide you can provide your identification to me, and we can have a conversation about the laws that you've broken, or you can fail to identify it to me, and we can go that route too. I'm perfectly okay with either way you want to go.
Utah Code, United States Code,
Okay.
is a corporate policy,
Okay.
which you have to be contracted and to be required to follow it. Unless
Okay.
you provide me a contract with my wet ink signature on it saying that I'm required to follow it,
Okay.
then there is
So do you want to identify yourself to me, or do you want to go a different route? Wonderful. Do you have a driver license as well?
I am not giving you jurisdiction.
Okay.
Do not
Hand-
stop, do not detain. You are not allowed to stop me.
Let me
It's
see that.
on your list
I
saying
didn't
that
see
you're
what you
allowed
just
to-
tried to show me. Can you show that to me again? What's this?
This is a passport.
If you just hand me the document so I can identify who you are, because you're required by state law.
I am not
Thank you
required
so
to
much,
identify
Mr.
myself.
Chase Allen.
That is not me. That is a piece of plastic paper.
So you have a fraudulent passport?
No. that is a
Wonderful.
piece of paper.
Okay, step out of the car for me.
No.
Sir, step out of the vehicle
No.
right now.
I am not required to.
Step
If
out of
you
this
try and
vehicle
force
right
me,
now.
Then we're going to have an issue where you're
Step
gonna
out of
have
the
to
car.
go-
Step out of the car. We're going to break the window and pull you out.
Just as the police were about to take action, Jesse Allen began pulling a gun from the holster on his waistband. The officers reacted immediately and subdued him. It was later revealed that Jesse Allen had graduated with a law degree. His mother was a member of the Sovereign Citizen Movement, a group that believes the federal government has no authority over them. She claimed her son lost his life out of fear. 5 officers were placed on administrative leave after the incident while the case was reviewed.